The father of 17-year-old Shedeque Calvert, who was stabbed to death on Sunday, is now in police custody. The Ellington Road police say about 1:30 on Tuesday morning, the man was taken to the hospital after he was found unconscious.
She don't deserve this. She has 17, she doesn't start living her life yet. But I was at Shedeque someone to get a look nice work, hold up her head. Shedeque father love her too. I mean, I believe her father stab her.
Just after 1 a.m. on April 2nd, a 17-year-old girl was taken to a local hospital for treatment, but would sadly succumb to her injuries just a short time later. The young girl was identified as 17-year-old Shedeque Calvert. It would quickly be determined that the girl was stabbed at her home on Berry Street in Kingston, Jamaica. The Ellington Road police, who were assigned to the case, immediately began looking for Shedeque's father, Terrence Calvert, whom they believe was responsible for her death, demanding him to turn himself in. According to reports, Shedeque and her father began arguing when at some point he stabbed her in the chest. The teenager's aunt, who spoke with the Star magazine, a popular Jamaican-based news source, stated the following in regards to the suspect. "He ran away last night, and I don't know where he went. I haven't seen or heard from him. I lost a niece, and now I'm wondering if I'm going to lose a brother because I don't know what he's up to or what he's going to do. I'm begging him to just tell his side of the story. If he's innocent, or if he stabbed her without realizing it, just come and talk about it." Shedeque reportedly stopped attending Tivoli Gardens High School, and her father was trying to get her enrolled into another school. The day she was murdered, she was expected to apply for her taxpayer's registration number, or what we know in the United States as a Social Security number, which would be required for her to register for school. The aunt goes on to say that the father's name was not on the birth certificate, so he had to get a declaration form signed, which he did. The next day, he planned on going to the tax office with Shedeque, which sadly never happened. Her aunt alleges that as her father's only child, Shedeque was well loved, although she admits that sometimes he had to punish her, but he was never abusive. Her aunt stated the following. Her father's a very strict person, but she always wanted to have her own way. He always had issues with her leaving home without permission. There were times she would sleep out, use skin lightening cream on her face, which he never agreed with. He's a good father, and the entire community would tell you that, but she was a very stubborn child and didn't like to listen. He would always talk to her, and sometimes he would discipline her, but not in a way to harm her. He would beat her like any other parent. He did everything for her, including working to make sure she was on his insurance. Every little thing. She was his only child. The aunt then begins to describe what happened the night of the stabbing. She alleges that just after midnight, Shedeque and her boyfriend had a physical altercation and began calling for help. The friend explained to her aunt what was going on. However, she brushed the situation off because she didn't want to deal with Shedeque and her antics. Her father heard all of this commotion, despite the aunt and friend's attempt to keep quiet, causing her father to leave the home to go look for her. Apparently, Shedeque and her partner were involved in an abusive relationship that she would often try to hide from family and friends. The aunt goes on to say, her father woke up out of his sleep to go find her. When I went into the bathroom, another youth informed me that my niece wasn't breathing and that she was slowly slipping away. Not knowing what to make of the situation, she got dressed and headed up the road to find her niece, 17-year-old Shedeque, lying motionless and bleeding from the left side of her chest. People within the community said they saw Shedeque's boyfriend assaulting her right before she was stabbed. Her aunt frantically applied CPR. She then goes on to say, she had a puncture wound above her nipple. I applied pressure to it and I heard her take a deep breath. Then her head went back and her eyes rolled over. We took her to Kingston Public Hospital where she was pronounced dead. No one knows when she got stabbed or how. It remains unclear exactly what transpired.
What led to the killing of 17-year-old Shedeque Calvert remains a mystery to her loved ones. Moments leading to her being stabbed in the Barry Street community in Kingston, her aunt tells our news team Shedeque's friend allegedly came to their home reporting a quarrel between Shedeque and her boyfriend.
He come down in the yard, my brother was asleep, and tell me, say, come for your niece. I say, come for my niece because such man a beat her, and she a call for me help me now. You understand me? Me can't help her. Ah, man.
Her boyfriend a beat her?
Beat her out there. And she a call to him for help.
She calling to her father?
No, calling to the friend out there for help.
Okay.
They want to come in here, come tell us, right? So me say, me can't bother with Shedeque. You understand? Because me to ever talk to her, our father to ever talk to her, so the father here in the house and get up and say, me here, you and the person out here talking a code, me here want to say.
Though the aunt says this dispute was no anomaly for young Shedeque, who was hiding the boyfriend's alleged abusive tendencies for quite some time. Fed up with the situation, the aunt says she decided not to intervene and went to shower. Then the news came. Shedeque was stabbed.
I said I carry from behind my shop, right? And I said, put her there so which part she get stabbed. So I lift up her blouse now. I say, blood a run. You understand me? So I go now and look now to the wet in there now. That's now. The left side of the body. I look, I say, well, no, she bleed. So I lift up the brazier, now, I see a puncher above the nipple. So all me couldn't do what I have to do, I have to look for my resuscitation. I have to pump me a pumper now. I just and catch me 2 times.
But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. After being rushed to hospital, she was pronounced dead. The police have been in search of Shedeque's father, who is believed to have been the person who stabbed her, though the police's version conflicts with what residents and loved ones say. Despite this, however, the father is believed to be on the run.
Some of him traumatized our men don't know. But who scenario of the story, my brother for carrying himself, the theme part of the story.
She is appealing to him to turn himself in to the police.
Some in the community feel that Shedeque's father did not stab her at all, and that it could have been her abusive boyfriend. After the murder, her father went on the run, but was quickly arrested and taken into police custody after he was taken to a hospital for treatment, after being found with stab wounds to his neck and wrist, indicative of an attempt to harm himself. He is currently being treated and under police watch. Shedeque's adult boyfriend was also placed into police custody for questioning. As of right now, it is still unclear as to exactly what led up to Shedeque's murder. With both men in custody, the case remains ongoing.